Okay, welcome to the coldest day of the year, also known as my 2022 year in review.
Even training and using a bow staff in gear.
Make me put my camera away.
See that movie? Look at blood coming off of me!
They're calling me a child predator.
2022 wasn't a terrible year, nor was it a great year. I look at this year more as the most confusing year of my life. This was the very first year that I was a fully grown adult. I had no responsibilities, I didn't have school, I didn't have a full real life job. This year was my very first year as a part-time / full-time video editor, where that was my main source of income. On top of that, this was also the year that I had so many goals set out for myself. If you guys remember that tiny little note that I had made on my New Year's resolution type video, yeah, none of that was done. There was so many things that I wanted to do and so much I wanted to accomplish, like main video Wednesday being an every week thing, on top of really getting the podcast started, on top of getting my entire weight transformation set. Now, because this is a year in review, I do want to dive deep into what went wrong, and that starts at the very beginning of the year. Let's go back all the way to January 2022. I started this year off being so inspired and determined to make content, with this being my first year of no responsibilities, like no school, no 9-to-5 job, or anything like that. I started this year off by actually uploading a couple of videos a week, January being the biggest month of content for me this entire year. Then all of a sudden that entire streak just stopped. Because in February it set out to do this big project called Fitness Feb, where for all 28 days I decided to get my ass into gear and lose as much weight and be as active as I can. However, fate had other plans in mind. At the very beginning of February, I ended up getting a mix of not only COVID, but the flu, the stomach bug, so many different things, where I was down and sick for the entire month of February, literally laying in bed doing absolutely nothing, burning I think a total of maybe 10,000 calories in all 28 days. It was a complete failure. Oh, you know what else is a failure? This weather, oh my God. Even in the garage, it's freezing cold, so I'm gonna stand over by the heater for a quick second. We can continue. Once I got over being sick, I was completely out of it. I was doing dog crap workouts, piss poor streams, and was still missing that creative endeavor. I wasn't doing the one thing that I absolutely love to do most in the world. That was create content. Now, this entire time I knew what I was doing wrong, but I didn't have the drive or the passion to fix it. It was actually around this time when I started getting all the things in that I was buying since December for my new streaming setup and my new studio setup. In total, it was like almost $2,000 worth of stuff. So I decided, screw it. Let me just take a minute, put everything together, and make a kick-ass video on it. And this video was actually one that I really enjoyed making. And that little step of action was the exact thing I needed to get my ass into gear and continue to make content. And like that, I was back. Back to writing out ideas, back to creating content, back to editing more videos. And I was back to shooting so many more videos, like the Reddit videos and just so many more videos with Du Bois. Especially when Ventus HD came to America for 2 weeks, all I did was create non-stop content. I think in total, we all ended up like filming 5 entire videos, including my podcast, Kickin Back with Megamat, which you could find link down in the description box below. Go check it out. And then tragedy struck. On July 18th, 2022 at 12:30 a.m. at Anytime Fitness, me and the Litz were working out this night, and it was at this point where we were working out every single day, trying to get our combined fitness goals together. At our 3rd hour of this workout, we were on our very last workout. We were doing high intensity cardio. When I jumped on the 30-inch vertical jump box, all of a sudden, the entire room started spinning. My knees got weak. Palms were sweaty, arms spaghetti. My eyes go twisted, and I collapsed, landing on my elbow and my wrist, and all I heard was, I snapped my wrist. Litzy rushed me home, and I knew something was wrong. I not only sprained my elbow, but I got a grade 3 sprain on my wrist, where the tendons were almost completely torn. Just picking up my phone to take a little video was hell. That shit hurt. both physically and mentally. Now, I mean, even right now, my wrist is not at all better. I still can't bend my wrist backwards beyond this point, where to this wrist I could bend completely backwards. Like, I can't put pressure on it. I can't do push-ups. I can't. It wouldn't be until almost 4 months later when I even think about making another video. Now, 2022 was supposed to be an amazing year. I really did have no responsibilities, with this being not only my first year out of school, but this year I also didn't have a traditional job, with video editing being my full-time income. Now, going into it, I really truly did believe that this was going to be my year. Boy, did that all fail. Now, exactly 1 year ago today, I wrote out an entire bucket list for the year of 2022. In total, I didn't do nearly anything. I wanted to be able to create consistent content. I wanted to be able to make a sustainable income. I also wanted to be able to create with so many new creators, some even equaling over 10,000 subscribers. But it all failed miserably. Now, typically most people would consider that a terrible year or the worst year. Some good came from that too. I was fortunate enough to be able to collaborate with a new creator, Ventus HD. I was lucky enough to be able to connect with a lot of new connections like the FTI community, including Kappa Matthias, the entire leader of it. And I was also fortunate enough to meet new people that would later turn into lifelong friends like Dirso. And on top of that, I got to experience some of my friends turn into real family. I was even able to understand my strengths and also my weaknesses. And on top of that, I was put into several different circumstances that really got myself questioning. I was able to ask myself how and why and when, to which I would be able to learn and experience from that in this next coming year. So at the end of the day, this wasn't the best year of my life, nor was it the worst. This was a confusing year. Next year.